the build for killing. FN, he's got an item to answer it. Halberd's done.
Kuroki just playing with the mouse at the moment, to 117 actions per minute.
Now, who had so there were some high APMs there as well, but he was having actions for a minute. Now, Kuro's, yeah, playing it chill. Doesn't even need to plug in his key. Just roaming around as an action. You've only got a few buttons, a few spells to use. Get that impetus on auto cast. Easy job.
Is that how you play?
Yeah.
Auto cast? Alright.
Well, I wouldn't call it play. It's pretty bad. But, you know, and she's kind of a strong hero at the moment. You know. Mid lane. I'll look for a tier 1 here. Any sort of defense from Gambit? It's not going to be the case. They're going to try for the trade. Top lane, Excess Vampire and Dream pushing on as they'll start knocking on the tier 1. Nigma now bring it towards the tier 2. Or maybe looking for a chance to sweep up towards that top lane that they know is getting pushed in against them. As Dream, he's hanging around. TPs start to come in. Dream's got to be careful about how he exits this. He's going to go for the TP straight away for the tree line, and he'll get out before any sort of backup from Nigma's inbound. Another tower's taken though. Nigma starting to move around the map as a unit, and they're taking these objectives away from Gambit.
It's hard to start a fight with the Nigma's lineup. They need to get close, or we needs to use that Yule Scepter. It's really not easy.
The river, Vampire, and FN smoked up a little bit of a bait from Shasho here as he draws them over. There's the opening for the hook shot straight away into Weehart. They'll look for the X-Mark combo. He yulls himself up defensively, but he still gets caught out by the boat. Weehart will fall. Now Miracle and Mind Control turn up. Instant Halberd onto the lifesteal. He'll pop the rage. They'll look for the duel. Dream, he's shifting up. Is it enough to keep him alive? It is. Dream will still live. They'll lose the clock. They'll turn over towards Dream. He waveforms away. Nigma, have they got any further catch? The Spirit's out. Staying up on Dream. Shasho trying to slow them down and push back with the adaptive. Will stun Miracle for the time being. The stomp won't get him. His Dream's under the tower. This is Miracle though. He's aggressive. He wants to keep going. Shasho will be able to punish it. Drags him back with the lasso. Separates him from the Morphling. So Miracle won't get the kill. Shasho able to protect Dream.
There's no follow-up. If Kunkka used his spells, they can't really go on the Lifestealer. They have enough lockdown with the Clockwork and the Batrider Lasso. He did a good job not using it in the previous fight. They got Lina without it. But Lifestealer really tough not to crack. Right now, with the arm at 2000 HP.
And with that Deso certainly packs a punch. He's now on the bottom, Shasho. They are looking for him. Nigma starting to head towards this bat. He is a very juicy catch as his game continues to be very nice. All three cores ready with Gambit in a solid position. I mean, across the board, it is very close. Sure, 12-4. Only a 2k lead in it, though. And pretty much all of that on the Lifestealer. So anytime there's a situation without that Lifestealer involved, Gambit is still going to be comfortable taking these fights. Mid lane FNG causing a bit of disturbance and a distraction as Kuro and GH will head back for him. I don't know if there's any way he can escape this, just try and take as long as he can to dive. Spirits out, stops there, and FNG will fall.
FNG 0-6-1, but he killed a lot of the couriers this game. Does not have a place, actually, after that bad laning stage. They need one item on the morph, that's going to be E-Blade for him. So this is kind of a...
This gag, it catches Shasho by surprise. Mind Control able to just get the walk up and duel around the tree line, and Miracle's inside him ready to fight as well.
It will be a saving item once they get that Ethereal Blade plus some extra nuke damage that they need. Right now they're pretty limited. Clockwork doesn't provide that much. Mist Prophet is hard to explain what his role is.
Imagine that Gambit want to get over there. They do have those walls that would have seen Nigma step over towards the Roche pit. But with the Deso, maybe just doing it a little too quickly for Gambit to do anything. They do have the hook shot, so we could look for a steal here if Excess Vampire wants to commit.
Nice.
Got a little timing, but indeed, the creep control from Kuro is blocking him up. The torrent's there, but Vampire cannot get in time. Great plays from both GH and Kuro to just block off any route of access for Vampire. The boat comes crashing down. He'll try for the TP out, but they've got more than enough. Set him up for the duel as Roshan, Aegis, and the bonus duel damage all goes to Nigma. Gambit cannot contest the Roshan time.
This belt of Miracle that he's been using for past 3-4 days, it's super effective, pretty easy to make cost, and it gives you potential to go for the objectives, Roche and the towers.
It is here. FNG tries to block Miracle off, but he'll quickly find through the trees. The top won't save FNG. FNG gone. And now Shash, though, has to be a little careful. It is an incredibly slippery hero to catch with that blink. And working on that 4-staff next, so he can have extra ways to sort of play around these side lanes and not worry about the catch that Nigma's going to try and use to get him. The big item's number 3. There it is. That's the reveal. Steps up to mid. Quick use of the E-Blade, and Kuro is dead. So Dream very much ready to join the rest of his causes. We've sort of seen Gambit fall back into this farming pattern, just getting these big items done. Now, with the E-Blade on Morph, you can expect them to get a little more active.
Shashlo is doing such a good job cutting the waves, almost has max movement speed with this build. Extra wind lace, I love that on Bat Strider.
So yeah, sort of particular items, I mean, yeah, say sort of the buff from the brooch as well on the bat, very nice to have. One of those very tasty early game neutral items that you can find on heroes that want to be as active and roam as much as Shashlo on his back. How about done for Miracle? That extra tankiness, buff up to the amount of heals he's going to be providing himself, and having that disarm to counteract a lot of the damage really coming from both the Kunkka and the Morph. Still obviously ways to play with the magical output they offer. That's another courier. FNG's able to get back to business.
That's a lot of gold. The couriers right now.
You add them all up. So, they found magic though. Excellent play. Dream gets the kill, but look at the return. Dream, he's going in aggressively. He's going to wait forward, turn to the left, see the pop up rage, but he's taking a decent amount of right victory and has to start shifting back into strength. Looks for we will be able to dodge that fun on you with the Yules. And Dream, he needs assistance. He has to wait for him back again to get himself away. He will live. But very refreshing to see, you know, Dream really starting to get stuck in, diving in like that to 4 heroes. He knows his limits as the Morph, and he's ready to utilize them. Nick, a bit of a play around with Miracle, but with both Rage and Aegis, not a hero that Gambit can commit anymore to. Not that they need to. They'll let him go.
Dream needs to be careful about the Elder Titan's aura. Once that's maxed out, like removing all of his armor on top of Desto, that's gonna be tricky. Right now, it's only level 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, once that is up, you're absolutely right. Any sort of stun that holds...
And the GH, he understands, I need to be on top of him, so that's why he's building a BKB. He needs to be close. They don't have any abilities besides last one that go through BKB.
Yeah, and their best method of sort of dealing with GH would have been the sort of the E-Blade combo from Morph, so... Once that's there,
whoa,
cause some problems.
Half HP.
This is it's a tanky hero. Yeah, you sort of see it here. They are laying down the ult. Miracle's going to come in. Can they actually kill off FN? FN pops the BKB. He's running. Miracle staying on top. They have to use the hook shot at SS Vampire. Will disrupt the play from Miracle. Pushing back in towards the turret, but doesn't manage to get away. Laguna Blade from Weehard takes the clock out of the map, but at least able to provide some sort of safety for FN to get away with. Nigma, they'll stay on the aggressive as they've got this bottom lane, pushing in, down bottom. And with that Aegis, they can be very much ready to try and pressure high ground here. 23 minutes in. Is this another courier? It is. FNG.
Oh, that's a blink dagger.
Oh, very tasty.
Mind control, so he won't be able to position himself, get that initiation that they were kind of lacking. Smoke, Gambit should see this.
And they're losing the base pretty quickly. That is a tier 3 gone. They're going to be onto the Barracks. Dream does find the tier 2 top, but they're just conceding this bottom lane. They're not going to try and put a defense together. They feel that with the Aegis, they cannot touch Miracle the once, let alone the twice, so they just watch the Barracks fall.
Very nice trade.
Nigma,
Courier for tier 3 tower and the Raxes.
And the math's not quite checking out for Gambit in terms of that transaction. 3k lead though, and that melee racks up. A little bit of a worry for Gambit. But still, the farm, it is good. Both Dream and FN, they've got the money. It's just not quite on par with that of Miracle. They have to somehow catch this Lifestealer out.
The way Nigma has been playing over the past few days is have Miracle getting all the farm on the map, and
look at this man.
The rest of the team is just itemizing differently. You see V, he's like a core who's not gonna scale with this kind of item, so they're relying on Miracle to solo carry this. If you watch the game, he played the tiny 4 staffs drums. Again, Miracle is their late game insurance. Even though it's not looking like it's gonna come to late game at all.
Yeah, everything's starting to really build up to this point, this 25-minute era, which I feel like, you know, Nigma, the games that they have been able to win, they have sort of fallen between this 25-30-minute mark where they really start to push on with the power that they built up. They're coming out mid though, Gambit. They see an opportunity to get in onto Miracle, but whoa, Dream's just gone. He stepped forward and he was a little too low. Weehaw basically just one-shots to pour off Morph, and Dream, he's without buyback.
Now it's time to go for Nigma. The Morph players, man, these days they're so greedy, morphing everything without having the vision on that high ground. So Lina just snipes them.
Yeah, one of the reasons why you don't see Lina in a game much against a Morph, as it's normally taken away if the team wants to present the Morphling pick, as you just get caught out. You disappear in a snap with that huge burst from the Laguna Blades. You've got to be careful. You've got to keep an eye on that HP number and make sure that you never have it too low when you don't have full vision around where you're playing. As this mid lane now, off the back of those kills, Nigma can get in and look to take a second set of racks away from Gambit. They will have the carry back in 5, but the buildings just fall so fast. This Armlet Deso and the buff from the Legion. Miracle cleans up on the mid lane. It's 25 minutes in, 2 sets of full racks down against Gambit. Again, it's only getting harder for them.
Was that Laguna?
It was. He's tanky, you know. FN, not quite like Dream. Doesn't really care about a Laguna. They care about sort of the full combo from the two of them, though. GH stomp, set ups the ult. He pops the BKB. I don't know if this will save him, as FN doesn't manage to get the boat or any sort of extra safety out in time. Kunkka will fall. It's Gambit, they're starting to hemorrhage kills on their all-important carries.
At one point, you gotta fight them. This is how Nigma was playing. They just park inside your base, kill the racks without even taking a fight.
So, FNG, I mean, he's doing his bit. He's going for these couriers consistently. I think he's easily killed over 10 couriers this game. Miracle, I will be able to get a bit of revenge as Nigma themselves finally take out a courier this match. FN was trying to get it out towards that shop. Won't make it. Dream. E-Blade nearly done. So at least with that, some sort of safety against the combo. Obviously, they do have ways to break the Lincolns before the Laguna Blade comes in. But even sort of just that little bit of time can be enough to allow the Morph to start shifting and stop himself from dying straight up to Weehar's Lina. And he's hiding.
A lot of couriers killed this game.
There's a bit of a courier bloodbath. Players for Gambit now. Very hard for them to really leave the base with these 2 racks being taken away from them this early on.
Burrow, we talked about his APM. Now he's increasing it.
Oh, he is spamming that Q.
You stop.
Top lane. There we go. Stretching his arms a bit. And tier 2, it'll be gone. Or will it? You see the line being drawn by Gambit. They're going to try and make this smoke play outside of the base. I think, you know, that they kind of have to. The last 2 times they tried to defend from the high ground haven't gone great. They'll find Weehaw separated, but Weeha's got a blink, so as immediately as Dream turns towards him, Weeha's out of there. And now, Gambit, they're going to be pretty aware of what's going on. Sure, you know, they'll see Dream on his own, but you know, it's very likely that Dream has backup smoked up around him. And they're just going to ignore it for now. Keep the wave pushed in on the top lane. Roshan is up. Gambit, the smoke will start to end. They're trying to get in onto Nigma on the backline. The Jules there. Can they put a stop to this? Hook shot over from Vampire. He pulls around. The Miracle, he turns towards Jasper. Caught out by the light, so they've lost the back. Full-on falls in so much trouble as he wave-bombs away. He has to run as he gets Laguna down low. Mind control will fall. FNG able to TP back to safety. They're focusing Dream. They'll try to TP out, but the net, the stop, it's all there to hold back the Morph. Another attempt to wave bomb away. He'll turn into Legion to buff himself up, given some sort of heal. He'll use the E-Blade. He's trying to play away from these heroes, but they'll continue to chase him. The Dragon Slave clips him, and Mind Control slices him down.
When Morph goes in a team fight, GH just starts following him. He wants that aura on top of him to remove all of his base armor and magical resistance. Morph does not have a buyback. He does not invested everything into that.
This is it. They just caught it. I mean, You got to understand, it certainly felt like this was a game where 2 ranks were down. Gambit, they just weren't able to do anything. They tap out, they know it's their best interest to just focus on what they want to bring to game 2 rather than wasting any more time on this game 1. As Nigma, they get away with it once more. Miracle on his lifestealer, gets that lane, that free opportunity to have the free farm. Nigma make a hell of a lot of space around the map. And Gambit, it never came together in time. We saw okay farm on their cores, but they just were never able to make any.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Mega kill! Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Tower is under attack.
was a night.
I sense distortions in the void.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Whoa! God, triple kill!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hunting bounties.
Myself, but for the cause.
Killing spree! Dominate! Double kill!
The entirety of your existence is consumed. Your victory is impermanent distortions in the void.
That's sports.
Here you are. What?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anything.
Double kill!
Your anger is useless here.
Forward to the Dire.
On edge!
Got it. The whole bunch of punches.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Killing spree!
Top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Killing spree! Double kill!
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Double kill!
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I sense distortion.
Double damage.
I sense distortions in the void.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Your anger is useless here.
tower is under attack. Radiant team back. Seconds remaining.
Итак, продолжаем разбирать, наблюдать за прекрасной доткой. Стадия драфтов между Gambit и командой Nigma. Вторая карта должна начаться прямо сейчас. И у вас есть какие-то предположения или что вообще вы хотите увидеть?
Хотим увидеть не такой сильный развал.
Хочу увидеть на
Вчера ты
экзампане.
хотел, точнее, пообещал нам, что сегодня будут только полноценные серии.
Но уже было 1 раз 2-1.
Но один
Так,
нам этого
Enchantress
недостаточно.
все устраивает. Enchantress появилась с другой стороны. Задел какой-то есть. Посмотрим, что дальше будет.
Будет
минус
ли ответ
Тини, минус
Ченом?
Лардар.
Ответ Ченом и каким-то лейстиллером. Я думаю, что лейстиллера брать вряд ли так будут, именно на даблпик на 8-9. Но там они видели конкретно уже Бэтрайдера и Клокверка, то есть того героя, которые могут выполнять там 3-4 позицию. И которые
Бабуля!
Саня,
Ура, ура! Это уже обещает быть интересным. Вот, два таких героя сразу
ты видишь,
появляются.
Саня довольны? Вот. Аж сам радуешься.
Я вообще наконец-то. Не хватает еще антимага в этой карте. Я думаю, что Nigma нам как раз это и демонстрирует. Раз нет Найкса, на ком еще умеет? Ну ладно, умеет, возможно, он на всех героев.
на ПЛ еще умеет.
Remaining.
ПЛ умеет. Вообще, пока на каждом герое он у него неплохо
5
получается.
seconds remaining.
Бегает он там под 0.
Твоя правда, твоя правда.
Хорошо, и уже лейфстиллер не хочет Тимбера пикать, эта линия будет печальная, но можно, конечно, его задоджить, и в целом, если Тимбер бабка, то там могут произойти некие нюансы.
Мне кажется, пока что можно, допустим, даже битом открыться Void Спиритом, подбанить Резора. Такой опшен.
Пока я всех Void Spirit, которые видел, они проиграли. На этом турнире и
Не пошло,
Поэтому,
не
возможно...
фартануло.
Если вспоминать те самые
Они
Мару,
с ничего не начинают.
Apparition.
Ну, сейчас сразу это не надо брать. Apparition, ну вот у тебя будет энчат, получается, 4-ка, Apparition 5-ка. Два героя бесполезных, линии не отпушат ничего. На линии само будет слабенько, потому что на легкой линии у тебя будет Apparition плюс 1 против Тимбера, и, возможно, да, это будет либо Snapfire, либо какая-то 4-ка другая. И вас там просто их забьют.
Понял.
Еще
Больше
неплохой,
не предлагаю.
наверное, еще, наверное, неплохой пик от Рубик, наверное.
Ну, опять, энчаут Рубик у тебя.
Да, это понятно. То, что
Это
и
чудо
два
Лича
суппорта в
замените, будет
первой
идеально
стадии.
тогда.
Паш, ну,
Локальные мемы.
давай не будем.
Dire team
Давай не
back.
будем.
Слар.
Вот так вот. Вот так вот. Ну что, ладно, сейчас Ларк это более-менее неплохая линия, но опять же, с Ларка там могут побить. Пусть он и агильщик, пусть он не сильно от Whirling Death этого страдает, но все равно бабулька стрельнет, это подрежет, подпилит тебя.
Во-первых,
И-
сладко могут побить, во-вторых, сказал, что прям Тимбер плох против конкретно Сларка
Неплохо.
по игре. Ну и Тимбер может в конце концов пойти брать еще плейнера, попробовать с
А
бабкой
Тимбер
это
4-ка, ух,
тоже. Я знаю только одного человека, который играет на Тимбер.
я играю.
Ты играешь? Не, я не видел, что... Зря не видел?
Да, там такое происходит. Я покажу
Надеюсь,
обязательно.
без пассивки играешь?
Конечно.
К1-2, все, поехали.
Верчусь, катаюсь, цепляюсь,
Сказка, сказка. Потом покажешь. как
забавляюсь.
лучше.
Да, да.
Хорошо.
А пока бан 4-й от
Dire team
Нигмы.
back.
ПЛ,
Это Омни.
ПЛ от Гамбит бан.
Ну и Гамбит хотят избавиться от проблем для Сларка, минус ПЛ. Ну, по идее, еще можно от Морфа избавиться.
Поэт хороший
Вот.
бан. Хотел
Ну да,
предложить. Папка, Тимбер, все это залетает в хроносферу, да, против Сларка, в принципе, воин хорош. Но я думаю, что есть персонаж, который будет достаточно неплох по игре для Нигмы. Это Блад героями, потому что Сларка откат рано
10 seconds remaining.
закрыть таким образом.
5 seconds remaining.
Ну, мы, по-моему, не видели, да, еще БС на
Блэдсикера, по-моему, не видели на...
Radiant team pick.
Забанили Дарксира.
Пассивочка Бладсикера, она дает регениться?
Ну, если
Санём,
Сларк ниже
да.
порога определенного,
Не
то
дает.
ты его просто видишь. И, соответственно, конечно.
Ну, вообще, да, БС это прямая контра. Сларку всегда
Ну,
была.
я бы не сказал, что это прям супер контра, но герой очень хороший там.
Сларку ты хочешь сюда бегать, хочешь сюда
Но
бить.
есть один способ, как на Сларке
5 seconds remaining.
играть.
Рейсеры.
Earth shaker.
Ну, возможно, но там больше суть именно в том, что ты покупаешь Сию себе. Если тебе еще повезло и из тир 3 айтемов выпал Паладин Сворд, ты просто бежишь под руптурой
Выпал
вперед.
Сатаник, если тебе еще выпал
И
Сатаник.
Титан Сливер, да?
В целом-то он может играть, но
Окей.
Сларцерить вообще.
Ну, сейчас нам показывают уже ребята из команды Нигма то, что
10 seconds remaining.
Шейкеры тоже 4-я позиция, Бабка будет 5-й. По-моему, они даже за
5
играют.
seconds remaining.
Я
нормально,
Я
да.
вроде Джейджа не видел на Бабке.
Я думаю, он справится.
Да?
Не то чтобы очень легкий, но Джейдж человек, лишенный скилла в этом мире.
Правда.
Ну а так на пятерке нападет, получается, у них. Ага, Думбрингер.
Интересно в том, что мы пока не знаем, на какую позицию этот Дум пойдет. Сейчас частенько мы видим и на компетитив сцене, наверное, больше это пошло от команды Hellraisers, именно Дума в миде. Но также может оказаться и на 4-й позиции, на 3-й очень редко
Нет,
сейчас.
тройка не нравится.
10 seconds remaining.
Мид, ну, ситуативно.
Ну, мид надо смотреть против кого. Допустим, тот же Тимбер может прийти и приятно будет, как
Попилить
бы.
тебя.
Да.
Но против... да. Тимбера плохо, против любого другого героя плохо. То есть, как он его качать? Ты ест крипов, выходит в свой лес.
Но он может выпуливать себе
земелькой.
спокойно крипов, заходить за вышку, выпуливать крипов на нейтралов, там, прожигать их.
Как? Это на миде, да, ты хочешь?
Да.
Вариант?
Не, ну так просто делали уже как
Ну понятно, делали по-всякому, но ты вынужден уже на миде какие-то придумывать себе вещи вместо
Так
того, чтобы стоять на самой
это ж нормально.
линии. Качаешься ты больше, вот в целом в чужом лесу там непонятно, где ты выбежишь. Но обычно эти мидовые думы на 8 левеле имеют 4-4-0-0.
Да.
И вот такой вот.
Там ультимативный кач.
Да.
Ну посмотрим. Я думаю,
Хочешь
что
кач, как говорится, рыбач.
выберут. Ну, мне кажется, что Блатикеры реально смотрят персонажей. Чу, в принципе, там под пассивкой где-то разогнанный, он может там бить быстренько.
Тикер у нас какие
Ну,
еще
это стикер
варианты?
для Меркла, правильно?
Dire team
Тикер,
pick.
да. Лишак пока выходит. Ну, какие-то есть уже комбинации, да, хотят оставить. У них же ластпик, по идее. Да,
Да.
начинались ничьи на Гамбит, поэтому Нигмы нормально.
При том, что, по-моему, Ластиллер еще в бане, да, насколько я... Или его в первый?
Первые не банили его.
Первый не банили, да, то есть
10
будет
seconds remaining.
все равно опция его пикнуть, при том, что, наверное, не так уж и плохо. Найт здесь под всеми этими героями. Урона у них очень много, могут и поспейсить, в принципе, побегать. 4 пика, которые есть у Нигмы, они
Radiant team back.
персонажи.
That's bad.
Earth Spirit, то есть
Ну,
Doom
это нам
всё-таки-
намекает, что, скорее всего, Doom будет в миде.
Слышь, тройку.
First пик был у
У Гамбит.
Гамбит,
Гамбит, да,
обязательно ничего.
начни смотреть.
Не, ну против Лишака он более-менее постоит там, да.
10 seconds
Мало будет
remaining.
проблем испытывать, если в мидл, ну тогда какого оффлейнера, да, понятно, хотят засекьюрить себе очень легкую линию с этим Эрспиритом, ну и Doom, если какого-то крипа себе найдет, типа Волка, можно под второй левел Эрспирита какого-то, если он...
Но, если честно, мне как-то не особо заходит драфт Гамбит. У них есть этот Doom с большим кулдауном. Тут с Ларком ты хочешь больше ночи драться. все герои такие, я бы не сказал, что прям супер боевые.
Не, ну драться можно, но опять же, если Doom будет делать вот эти вот сабли и так далее, то будет
Не,
печально.
я думаю,
Если он
что
с мида какой-то пайп бахнет себе, тогда можно тут.
Думаю, что сабля вряд ли будет. И, кстати, пайп тоже. Возможно, попробует Vessel как раз-таки первым айтемом купить, потому что на земле он будет гораздо медленнее куплен на Думе. При том, что мы увидели вот именно Quiet Build. Правда, там, когда играл Ксане, он играл именно через саблю, а потом попал Vessel.
Не,
Но
Vessel
там больше даже, наверное, какой-то вот просто дэмэджа такого приятного еще одного.
Брал
Попался
волка
Vessel.
и бегал, добил, хотя он в целом пользы особо не была от этой сабли. Но собирают все, что собирают. Оба этих дума, которых я видел, он выиграл игры, поэтому...
Интересно, кого подбанят гамбиты. То есть, в моем понимании, вот тут действительно две опции. При том, что Spirit не особо что-то на Эксу на линии делает. Есть Найкс, а есть Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker с бабкой — это очень крепкая линия. Опять же...
Пуган, кстати, хорошо.
Да, но есть вот, честно говоря, все равно определенные проблемы с контролем у бит. И мне кажется, вот без кнопки ультимативной на Думе играть им может быть сложновато. Ну, это, конечно, зависит от того, как линию постоят и как Сларк себя будет чувствовать в игре. Если у Сларка же будет там в фарм и все, в принципе, плюс-минус нормально, то он может задать темп этой игре, будут бегать с ним, вкатываться, то есть там набирать стаки. Но персонажи достаточно жирные, и я бы не сказал, что есть такой пёс. Нага. Крепко. Это очень жестко.
Думаю, что они ничего не делают пока.
Ну, я...
Нага — это макроигра. В целом, вот у них есть и тимфайт, и все что угодно. Вот и этап под слип может быть хороший, там их слэм, КБ, все вполне реально делается. Плохо здесь, хорошо прям. Бит, ну, Кирилл уже сказал о том, что без Дума ходить некуда. Два очень уязвимых кора — это Сларк и Пугна. Вот если вдруг там зачезит, если под слип попадет, положим, Сларк, да, там потом под этот анслип можно печеньку кинуть, там как угодно, стан можно под анслип, и все. Это
ну,
уже...
очень однобокого Гамбит, то есть им нужно прям вот, чтобы все срослось, да, чтобы все у них получилось там на линиях, получалось по игре. И у Нигмы, я бы сказал так, что у них запас прочности именно на количество ошибок он гораздо больше. С Гамбит надо делать все идеально и при этом еще не ошибаться, потому что все равно, даже если они будут делать все идеально, игру им гораздо проще.
Хорошо, парни, давайте определяться.
Я на Нигму в этой игре. Ну,
Саш. Так, друзья, теперь вопрос к вам.
This game. Leshrac could run over this lineup. It's good against Flark, it's good against Enchantress. If it's far enough ahead, it doesn't care about Doom. They gotta make sure that Weehaw isn't too big.
Alright, once again, look at that middle lane then, but again, this time maybe especially. Also, don't forget about the Farmer Miracle somewhere on the side, because that may just be your Doom. This is elimination on the line. Game 2 coming your way with OD Pixel and...
Thank you very much, CBS. Indeed, I'm here with Lacoste, getting ready for Game 2 between Nigma and Gambit. We see the draft, the panel, they didn't seem very hopeful for what Gambit has. I mean, from your perspective, looking at the draft, what do you think Gambit's trying to do with this lineup? And can they do it against the heroes that Nigma has?
Make our day quick. They have no team fight, no catch with the Doom. Like, you want to have something like a Disruptor, like a Glimpse, stuns, people who are good chasing. Otherwise, you're just gonna get Fisher blocks or Naga Star, and you do not have a clear target in this game. And it's not a good Slar game. They picked a lot of the counters. There's too much AoE spells that can be thrown without targeting the heroes. You have Timberstar, you have Lashrak, one of the hardest counters to Slark.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, looking at the Slark, what he's gonna have to build this game, he is gonna need quite an early BKB to get anything done in these team fights, surely.
For sure.
Yeah, like fighting without it, it's going to be sort of borderline impossible. So we'll see sort of what timings Gambit can hit, as of course an all-important game to keep them going. And my goodness, didn't expect that one. Did you?
Definitely not.
Miracle Snapfire. All right, okay. So let's just know what anyone else is doing. It is okay. Just sort of that's the switch up. Kuro's playing the Lesh. Weehar's back on a Timber. Mind Control, Naga Siren. All right, okay. Listen, last time they sort of did this sort of role switch around.
It did not end up well.
It did not. This time, it's not as crazy, right, as the switcher we saw earlier, really. Or I mean, well, we'll see. We'll see what Miracle's gonna do on the Snapfire and see sort of what priorities are going to be taken. But as it does look, it's going to, Kuro's going to be playing this Lesh as a core by the looks of it, right?
Yeah, looks like it, judging by his Q. Wants to get a couple of non-talismans. V, of course, mid lane on that Timbersaw mind control. Maybe he just has better illusion control. You know?
Well, let's see. See what his micro control's like as the Naga Siren, and very interested to see Nigma do this. Obviously, their draft earlier was definitely a topic of conversation, and this one, I mean, they're definitely sort of doing this to show that they can do this. Yeah. But if it falls flat on their face the second time today, people are going to be pointing fingers and having a bit of a chuckle.
If Nigma loses this game, we're gonna rename Kyle to Kyle is always angry instead of wrong.
Oh yeah, Kyle's gonna be fuming backstage. Wow, this is yeah. I mean, I would say didn't expect it, but hey, they did it in game 2 last series. They're doing it in game 2 here. So, well, let's sort of sit back and watch and see how it all pans out for Nigma. As indeed Kuro's going to be here on the top lane trying to farm away, and we'll be backed up by the support of Miracle and GH. Set up with the Fisher in the shot. A bit of harassment here onto Dream as Dream tries best to run. They're going to chase this. He has got the level 1 pound.
That's not what you want to have. Level 1 pounds.
No.
While the enemy is tri-laning you. Good body blocks, some harassment on FNG's Enchantress. If they decide to keep this tri-lane, position 4 hero from Gambit needs to rotate off.
Yeah, it's going to be far too hard for Dream really to get anything done against these three. Especially said with the power, sure he can keep himself safe, but he's never really going to get the chance to get in close to the heroes and try and go for the creep themselves. They're diving in, they've got the stuns. Do they have quite the burst to bring FNG down? They do. First blood goes to Kuro. He is the carry now. So we'll get that bonus goal to start things off in this lane. Off to a great start for Nigma up top. Here's some of these other matchups. 10-4 on FN's Pugner, as he's doing excellently against the Weehart Timbersaw early. Is this sort of expected in a 1v1? Would you consider Pugner the stronger hero?
Early levels, yes, because of the Cryptify, he almost used all of his mana, and we didn't use pretty much any of his. So once he starts using that Throwing Death to secure the creep, if he gets the Cryptify, he's still gonna catch up. There's no way you kill Timbersaw in this lane. Once he gets level 3, level 5, harassment is pretty much not gonna do anything Fisher block.
Yeah, again, if they can find the force stun this time, FNG's able to juke it, but he's still getting brought down incredibly low. Jump forward here as GH moves in. Another kill for Nigma over his tri-lane. Excess Vampires now finally come across, try and do something in return, but still it's hard to fight into these heroes now that they've got this sort of early power peak. As they're looking for Dream. Dream does hit the level 3. GH trying to block him off. He'll be able to pounce away in time. Vampire also rolling in, but now Vampire, he's put himself in an awkward position. GH, Fisher entirely off the mark. Maybe just an attempt to block it, but it won't even be successful at that. It was maybe just with the player from the cookie. Miracle, he fuels GH, sends him forward. It doesn't matter that the Fisher didn't connect, as Excess Vampire will still die.
For a second, I thought that was Aghanim Scepter on Earthshaker already done.
Little jumps, like, hang on, what's going on? But no, it's Miracle cooking up those cookies. And GH, he's a huge fan of the stuff there, as it's getting them the kills every single time. Having this triple stun lineup up here makes it very hard for Gambit to play into.
What type of cookie do you think that is? Chocolate chip? Is it?
I mean, I'd hope it's sort of white chocolate and raspberry. That's normally the kind of cookie I'm partial to.
You know that white chocolate is not actually a chocolate?
No, you don't. That's blasphemy. Don't say that. I love it. What about yourself? Oh yeah, you're more sort of an oatmeal kind of guy, or?
Soy milk? Oh, yeah.
That's why I say soy. I said oatmeal.
Oh, oatmeal. No, that's even worse.
That's worse.
I don't think I ever touched that in my life. It doesn't seem very tasty just by looking at it, you know?
Sure, it's not the prettiest of cookies, but it's not bad. Go give it a chance sometime. But no, I'm sure Miracle's got a good selection. He's here to please. I'm sure he's got whatever his teammates like. Stores in the good old bag of Granny, ready to pop. Yeah, this top lane. See the CS. Slark's still farming, despite some of the chaos. 19 CS, it's not terrible. You know, the Dream's being able to find the creep wave because with this pressure, the wave has constantly been pushing in towards his tower. And now with having the back of the both supports, they are able to make space to allow Dream to get the farm in the lane. Seeing bottom mind control, having no trouble at all down here. You know, Shashlo trying his best to trade farm, but mind control, of course, able to easily come out on top with the illusions. Just something that Shashlo is not going to be able to deal with really on his own at the early stages as a Doom. The illusions are just going to be able to trade with him much more successfully and contest CS much easier.
His armor is extremely low at the early levels, and he will get the farm. It's a solo lane Doom, which means the War Gold will start kicking in. I'm afraid that he can't make enough moves. This Earth Spirit will need to do a lot. Like his catch potential from that roll, they're gonna rely on that so much.
Well,
oh, Courier Train!
Oh, he's gonna get the lessons as well. Kuro didn't get the memo. All right, Excess Vampire taking a bit of a page out of FNG's book from last game.
That's almost 100 gold for his team.
For everybody.
Yeah.
100, yeah, yeah, it's a lot of
500 gold almost.
Easy money. It's all right. Top lane. Kuro's farm still continues. It's not doing great for the kills that they found. Kuro's having trouble hitting the CS. As see, maybe they've turned back towards action. FNG and Vampire trying to go in onto Miracle, but straight away with the Fisher, the stuns, it's just too much. It's so hard for Gambit to fight into this. Anytime they step forward, the hero just gets immediately punished. Both Vampire and Dream, they can't really turn up because they're these two melee heroes. If they get in, they're dead for sure. And even the Edge, even though she's got that range, she's just so squishy. One stun and the combo's going to be there. She's going to get knocked out the lane every single time. They've got to be careful how they feed away kills to this lane, whereas I say Kuro, he's not necessarily farming the creeps, he's farming kills.
That's 3 stuns in this lane, which is pretty easy to set up. With the Fisher, pretty easy also to follow things up. Empire wants to play some Observer Ward to hunt the couriers once again.
Seems to be what he is going to focus on. I mean, we talk obviously about the goal, but as we saw last game, it really wasn't enough to help Gambit. The courier killing not necessarily turning into a game win. Up top, an attempt with the roll-in. GH is able to juke it, quick cookie forward, able to turn with a 3-man Fisher. Vampire won't be able to have any further lockdown to chase them. Gambit just can't get in for the kills, even with his haste rune. FN's trying to chase on forward, but they don't have any follow-up. Excess Vampire already using the roll forward, doesn't want to dive any further towards the towers. This is a movement where FN gets nothing, and we are going to have a bit of time to start putting some pressure on tier 1 mid with FN leaving.
That's not how you want to gank. There was an Observer Ward behind tier 1 tower on the top lane also. He was just healing the creep instead of draining his life.
Looking forward, they're going to have the backup to get the kill. Miracle comes across to help out Weehard. Look at the cookie action from Miracle. He sure knows how to bake it. He's making so much happen from that top lane, tri-lane with cookie action to moving the mid. He's getting the kills done with the help of his teammates.
And now Timbersaw is level 7, 4 points in reactive armor, 1500 HP. You cannot kill this guy unless you pop a Doom. Shashlo, level 7 casual, no points in Doom yet.
He may be in trouble here.
The last time I saw that was K1 was playing Cherry Doom.
Shashlo, he's gonna run. He's speedy with the phase and the scorch if they have anything else to catch him. Miracle. He's looking for the cast. He's gonna have to slow in a second. Will clip him. Is it enough? The Fisher will be up in a second. Out it goes. Buying time for mind control to get in. Needs sort of a pocket proc on the passive if he wants to find this. Another cookie.
Nice dodge.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These cookies, even when they don't hit, causing a lot of problems for Gambit. I mean, so far, the role switch in this game, it's looking pretty good for Nigma. Miracle certainly knows how to play the Snapfire. And this tri-lane has given Kuro this decent start on the left. Still, the farm he's struggling with. This thing, even on the top lane, the press they're putting, the Dream Slark is ahead of Kuro's Leshrat. Towards mid. Turning towards FNG. We are going to cut across to start to force FN back. FNG needs back up. Excess Vampire's going to come in with the combo. Looks towards Miracle. They'll be able to turn and take it. Finally, getting the Snapfire off the map. It will cost FNG his life. But they do put an end to the reign that Snapfire was having up and down.
Doom has a point in his ulti, so someone should try to TP bottom. It's Vampire. He needs to step up.
Yeah, he's got to make a move now. You've got to use this power that Shashlo's hit. Try and punish Mind Control, as Mind Control's farm has been very solid down here. The farm and the career kills is keeping Gambit even in net worth. Dream is level 8. Despite all the deaths that they were having up top, it hasn't knocked this Slark off his game.
It's hard to kill Slark right now. Okay, there it is.
This works just as good as a kill down bottom. The movement's made. They'll get the pick off. Dream is going to be focused. Does match a Duke understanding. He's healing up the Shadow Dance, but they have the AoE. The Leshrac, just such a strong hero against the Slark, being able to reliably do damage through that ultimate.
Well, he overextended. Like, you should just be able to pounce away from their combo, use ulti and run away.
I was just a little tempted with seeing Kuro as low as he was, felt that he could get away with the kill. Wasn't to be the case.
Tower is under attack.
Illusion.
2k lead for Gambit. They're playing the farm well.
A lot of that gold difference come from the 2 courier kills and the Doom's Devour. Like, look at the kills, 8-2 for Nigma, but Gambit is finding the farm on the map, plus those courier kills, of course.
And it's just sort of the question for Nigma in this lineup, when they do this sort of role switch up, sure, you know, mechanically they're going to have the ability to make plays. What can they sort of lead that into? Mid lane they will make that movement. They'll be able to get in on top of FN, see if they can get Vampire as well, and lay down the Magnetite. They're going to dive on board. We are connect with the Timber Chain and a Chakram. The rotation comes in, and Nigma, they'll clean up kills, and they'll also take this tier 1 tower nice and early here. 11 minutes in, it's gone.
Yeah. If Ice Frog is watching this from his office in Seattle, I hope he buffs Timbersaw a bit more. No, doesn't seem like balanced hero to me, huh?
I mean, maybe, who knows how the mind of the amphibious man works.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane. Another tower. Nigma. In a matter of seconds, really, taking the mid and top tier 1 away without any reaction from Gambit. Maybe a little bit of a worry. We saw last game Gambit losing a lot of objectives and not really achieving much in return. This time round, still very early days. They're losing towers, but they are farming well. There's 3 cores in a grand place. Just a question of what sort of item timing they're going to look to really make plays happen. As last game as well, we saw them farm well, but it never came together in time before Nigma was able to close down the game.
There you go.
Pure damage, extremely efficient against Timbersaw. Enchantress does not care about the armor.
Let's see if they can try and kill him off return. He's able to break drain here with the Timber Chain. They do also have Shashlo moving in for the side. He's going to go for the TP, but look who's there waiting for him. Shashlo in the perfect place. As we have felt he was safe enough to Timber and TP out was not the case. Gambit, big kill here. We're starting to get a little out of control around this middle lane. Talking about control, mind control, 2,400 gold into the defusal. This is not going to be a fun situation for the supports on Gambit in particular. Once that diffusal blade's done, these illusions are going to be pretty hard for the heroes of Gambit to clear out successfully.
Usually it's Manta style into Diffusal Blade. Like, once you get Manta style, you have ways of dispelling the silences, the Cripify, and you farm more. So it's kind of a farming item you do not want to fight. But if he gets that Diffusal Blade, Nigma's saying, yeah, we want to take this fight, and we just want to do blades.
Yeah, he's going in on it. And talking about going in, Vampire, he's trying to go on to Mind Control. Mind Control has got the song available if he feels threatened. And he won't be feeling threatened at all, as he's got the TP backup from Kuro. He's surrounded, he's stuck. FNG cannot escape with a Fissure from GH holding him into the cliff edge. They're getting all of these kills. It really is such a similar situation to last game. Nigma, they're farming heroes. Gambit continue to farm creeps well. Down bottom, Dream gonna walk into Kuro. Dream with a consistent level advantage, but still scared. Kuro, as we saw before, as this ledge does so much to the Slark through his ultimate. And of course, Dream not quite sure where the backup would be, and doesn't want to make the same mistake as he made earlier when he overcommitted onto a Lesh.
A lot of this farm is shared between Kuro, We, and Mind Control. If you're asking yourself who's the real carry here, I don't have an answer, but definitely Mind Control has a very good early game.
Chasing. Ouch will be there. The four of them doing a good job. Miracle trying to save Weehaw
He
with the
stopped the
cookie.
cookie.
And they got it, Gambit. For the second time now where Weehaw showed himself mid, and Gambit, they are using the abilities they have right now. They're playing, they're a little bit more active than they were at this portion of game one. They recognize that they cannot let Nigma get away with these constant kills that they're farming on the map, and they're reacting now.
GH is so close to Blink Dagger, 300 gold away. Oh, a little bit of a misuse stun.
Moves down on Kuro. It will be bounced away by the cookie. Can Gambit get in any deeper to continue to chase? Vampire goes forward, gets the magnetite down onto the three of them. That's going to do a lot to Kuro. Kuro's got to split back with a song. Oh, it could have been better. Whoa! It slams there. Mind control with the perfect song setup. It enables them to kill 4. They're going to kill 5. Vampire's done up in the tree. And Mind control. A beautiful song. One of the best songs we've seen as Gambit. They just group up, and it was almost as if they forgot that the song would be there ready to do that.
Sign up for Eurovision, because this song was one of the best I've seen lately for sure. And they already used the Doom, they used the silence on Earth Spirit, nothing he could do about it. It looks like it's gonna be a disaster, but it's all it takes, one good song. Even without the Blink Dagger and Earthshaker, they turn things around.
Yep, and these sort of songs, there's a lot of potential for them to happen because of this draft from Gambit, going for these 3 melee heroes. You know, Slark, Earth Spirit, and Doom, they all want to be on top of the target. So it's very hard for them to play in a way that doesn't end up in them all being very bunched up.
You said Slark's gonna need a fast BKB. You're gonna see that replay once again.
I mean, it was beautiful. As you said, as soon as he opened his voice, we are going to have to watch back in the action as they did poke at top. They took the tower. It did cost Kuro his life. Maybe Gambit can pick something else out of this here as GH, he's been chased. See if he's able to separate away from them. And there's been the Crep live train, but the cookie's there to bounce him out. GH will live.
Slark going straight for that BKB after the Diffusal Blade.
And we'll get to see it now. I mean, he
First
deserves
time
it.
to
We'll
try.
get to see it once more. Could not be any better for Nigma, taking down every single member of Gambit off the back of that Song of the Siren. Mind control, really making it work. Armed excellently down bottom, and now his involvement couldn't be any better. As down bottom lane, they're able to take creep wave before TP's coming back towards the river. Dream finds Miracle alone. Turn over towards Weehaw. Do end up killing off Access Vampire down on that bottom lane. Still very satisfying to see Gambit play that little more active than they did in game one. Even though it did just result in them getting team wipes, but still the difference not really shown. You know, normally you expect a team wipe and then a considerable jump up in difference. It's only 2k gold in it, and Gambit know that they are still very capable of making plays right now, particularly with the Song of Siren on cooldown. They want to go, they want to find these pickoffs when Mind Control is not able to retaliate and turn the fight around.
It's really tough for them because catch is limited. Doom is used on a target. Earth Spirit needs to roll in. If there's a good Fisher to block them off, that Doom is just going to be used for nothing.
So what to do about we are definitely one of the trickier ones to go on. Daslo, he's in though, and I say that, they make quick work of him. It's been a third time now where they do have a considerable amount of magic damage to take this Timber Sword down in seconds. Slowing down Weehar's game and continue to propel that off their 3 cores. You definitely have to be careful if you're Nigma about fighting around Gambit's lineup. Mind control, back to finding space. He's 3-0-3 at the moment, and he's pushing it mid lane. They're getting it aggressive, going. Oh! Again, slamming them down, putting a stop to it all. Gambit, they try and get in, and aggressive. Kuro's going to tick down pretty low.
Oh, he's attacked Kuro.
Deny him. Miracle takes him out. As
a lot of things coming on him.
Yeah, I mean, this is 2 times in mid where Gambit have just pushed a little too far, and Nigma, they've just punished them for it. First time around it was 5 heroes, this time around it's 3. They've got to be careful. Sure, the goals are that difference, but you've got to imagine the experience is really starting to add up for Nigma.
Problem is, you have 3 melee heroes. You need to get close against Earthshaker, Timbersaw. It's the perfect game. Miracle, 2 and 13 on this hero.
He's just trying to run into the 4 of them. He's kind of crazy. What's he doing?
That's what they call speeding, I guess.
I mean, yeah, textbook. That was not a great idea, and you could see it from a mile off. I mean, Gambit, I think sort of those players in mid, Nigma just have shattered them. and they're just looking complete. Oh dear, Gambit. A mistake too many, perhaps, as they've got to tighten it up. Now, with that, Nigma, they'll step away from Roche. The 3 heroes down, they know how fast they can push with the Lesh. They'll just go back to taking away more map control. And of course, in turn, making it harder for Gambit to ever get over to that Roche pit to contest it.
TP is coming out. Lesh is ready to take a fight.
GH has got his blink back up. He's ready to close this gap. Keeping an eye on exactly where he's heading. See if he can find it once more. Shashto is speedy, but he's out of vision. And will have the speed to get away. GH won't quite be able to stay on target. Well, so he's still thinking about going, but no further vision or connection. So Shashto will manage to walk away. And Nigma, they went for the tier 2, but they are still yet to go back into the pit. They do still respect the team fight that Gambit can bring. I mean, whilst the team, it's not really much of a team fight. Gambit's strength's definitely in the pick-off area. Which is something that they just haven't found any opportunity to do. Every time, Nigma, they've been grouped up, ready to react, and they've got great counterplays. You go on a hero, they're going to get cookied out. They're going to get Song of Sirens, there's going to be the safety to walk away, or even a Fisher from GH who's just going to block off plays from Gambit.
Yo, there's clumsy net. It's being picked out for a very long time. Mind control is like, dude, I already have net. I don't need a second one.
Double net action. I mean, there's a lot of heroes that will happily take it. Maybe even Kuro having some sort of setup for the stun and be incredibly reliable. And then into Roche they go. Last time, Gambit tried to head over here with Dream, ended up in a huge mess. They're not going to head over this time. Nigma having more space to take this Roche, get the Aegis onto Kuro. They'll head back over to mid, and it just feels like Gambit are slipping into sort of the same problems they had in game 1. They're not being able to make any sort of plays with these heroes.
It feels like they're not playing Dota at the moment. There's no real motivation. It feels like Doom is used, and that's all. Let's run onto them.
So what they can get is Shashto. He's into the trees. What does he want to drop the Doom on? He's holding onto it for now. Doesn't want to drop it immediately onto GH. Will be set up by the Yules. They've got the combo. Snap's going to be out. GH will manage to get it. There's the BKB Shashto. Putting the Doom down onto a full HP Weehar. So Weehar will be fine. He just won't be able to use any abilities for now. FNG's turned upon. They've lost 1-for-1 here at the moment as both supports will fall. But Nigma, they're ready to keep this fight going. The Doom, it's about to end. Snapfire 50 forward as Timbersaw bounces onto Shashlo's Doom. It's 2 dead on them. FN, he's separated. The Song setup's there, buying time for Kuro to head over and help Mind Control kill off the Pugna. As here they have it. FN, he cannot run. Sorry, it wasn't Kuro, it's a miracle. Everybody else comes over to see the death of FN once more. It is getting bloody right now. 26-8. Gambit, they just haven't been able to find any sort of play going their way.
Such a tough Doom game to start with. You do not have a clear target. If you don't do not have fire, you're gonna use ulti and you will run away. Mind control without mana at the moment.
Again. The stun, it's too much for Dream to deal with. Vampire rolls in. He is almost certainly gonna fall. No way out.
It's a nightmare for Dream.
It's looking a little bit hopeless now for Gambit. I don't know how they can swing this one back in. It's 8k not necessarily the scariest of disadvantages to be at, but it's just the draft, the lineup. What can it do against these heroes when it's behind? Nigma, they're going up to the high ground, fighting around the tier 3. It'll be okay here as he's got enough regen, having the pipe. Far too tanky, and this whole game, Mind Control, he's just been allowed to free farm. 13,000 net worth at the moment at 23 minutes in. Shashlo, he's popped the BKB, but it's just a BKB, a walk in, a hello, and a goodbye. Just what can they do inside the base? Losing heroes, unable to push Nigma back. They'll take this tier 3 tower, Nigma.
Time to back off. Or is it?
I mean,
it was just Kuro with Boots of Travel keeping, with the TP Scroll keeping back, has Boots of Travel to come back into a team fight. Also, B, but a lot of it, Echo.
GH is in. Slams there as well as the fish and Snapfire out. Mortimer's Kiss is raining down from above. They will be able to split, get away. The combo this time won't kill them. So that is a couple of ults down from Nigma. Doesn't get the job done. Onto Gambit. In the trees, though. They've found excess Vampire out and alone outside of the base. No chance for him to escape. Greaves done on Miracle, so the aura is building up for Nigma. They really can now just stay sat outside the base of Gambit. They've got the sustain to keep themselves here.
Mark once again.
They'll get him once.
It's a lot of damage.
So what they can find off the back of that first kill. Can they get more? GH throwing the Fisher out. The Doom has been dropped onto Weehaw. Weehar's going to need assistance. He's stuck inside of the base here. Kura outside goes for the Yules combo onto FN, but won't be able to execute it. They do lose Weehaw. The Doom's successful this time. With him as deep as he was, Nigma could not get him out. Now Gambit, it's their time to strike. They've got to hit back hard. They'll look towards Miracle. The rest of Nigma get themselves away. Miracle goes to the TP out, but Vampire cancels the TP. A double kill. Finally, Gambit able to get together some sort of play as Nigma, they just died that little bit too deep. Weehaw caught on the high ground, no backup can get to him. Gambit will finally push back Nigma.
On the top lane, meanwhile, Nagastar almost took the full interaction connect. Vampire, we talked about how he needs to be more active, redeem himself for a bad game in game number 1, and right now he's doing it. He's been waiting 20-25 minutes.
Yes, kills like those in this sort of part of the game. You know, this is, you know, everything's against Gambit now. They're holding the base. It's hard. Mind Control's farm does continue to spiral out of control. When he starts to build into that heart, he is going to be a huge issue. Not that he isn't one already. I mean, he's 6-0-8. They've been unable to do anything about the Naga Sirens game. This is not an easy comeback for Gambit, but maybe there's some way they can make it happen. Nigma, they have had big leads before where they've made these sort of mistakes. Cores have been going up to high ground unnecessarily, and then the turnaround has come into play. Gambit, there's still a glimmer of hope for them.
There is, but this Clark needs to be more careful. Also, what Nigma needs to do is kill that Wagner's ward. It dismantled Lashrak in the previous fight.
Outside the base once more. GH. He's there waiting for an opportunity to jump in if Gambit do overcommit onto Weehaw. Present the Timber at the front. GH, he's just got to wait for the counterplay. No need to reveal himself until that is required. FNG starting to harass Weehaw a bit with the impetus. The Breeze are out. GH does step forward.
Siege. Healer actions are gone.
Heads down. Nigma, they get what they came for on this top lane. We'll see if they want to reposition elsewhere and try to repeat the play on the mid as they do swing around. Over to the mid they go. Stream still about 1,400 gold away from having the BKB done, and until that point, his impact in the fight is not going to be great. There's far too many stuns for him to really head in. Desperately needing that item pickup for Gambit can really use the Slark to his full power. FNG's stepping out with the smoke, trying to scout, see if there's anyone close by on the high ground. Break it. They've got the ward down, so they do see Nigma's positioning. You know that GH is separated from the squad, and they'll try and find him, but GH is quick with the blink. Over he goes, up to the hills, and he's out. And now Weehaw, heading in, tries to punish Gambit for this attempt to try and grab onto Shaker, but they won't get it.
If they can get a good song just to cancel the whole fight once Doom is used, I think they're just gonna go in and finish the game.
Mind Control is he's just sort of a whole nother problem for Gambit. How on earth do they deal with this Naga Siren? It's 9k lead, 30-11, 28 minutes in. The always continuing to be held right up to the doors of the base of Gambit. Nigma eyeing up that second set of melee racks to see what they can get. The Illusions slowly sieging down the mid-tier 3 tower. And Dream is just pushing out top, does come back, was trying to get as many waves as he could, and he got enough. The BKB now done on Slark. They have got those items, both FN and Dream with BKBs ready to fight with.
This is what Nigma does. They come inside your base, forcing you to make a move, make a mistake, and this is where they shine. Like, they're so far ahead right now that you can't afford to make a mistake. No buyback. Only Doom has a buyback on Gambit's side.
Understandable, you know, Gambit, there's no way they're winning fights without investing fully in these items. They've gone fully in with these purchases. trying to do something on the spot, and they've got to somehow get Weehar away as he is slowly tickling down the tower. Chasto is able to get in and find the Dream onto the Naga Siren, but he's already separated. He's able to get away. FN committing with a BKB. GH and Weehar trying to sneak away in the trees. Weehar turns with the Shackle. Jump forward.
That's a big kill.
He's getting light drain down low. They'll kill off the Shaker. Now they've got to look for more. Shackle and Dream continuing to commit into the trees. Roll forward. They're found through. They've silenced him up. He's using up the Earthspread in response. The Slaughterous Kisses are coming down. Dream, he's trying to fight on into the three of them. Post the BKB and the Shadow Dance, but he has to run. Excess Vampire's down for a minute. No buyback. Chashlo will post the BKB, but the four members of Nigma will continue to chase him down. He's got decent movement speed, but the BKB ends. He's netted up. He'll fall. He does have buyback himself, but that was Gambit's attempt to fight with these newly picked up BKBs, and it didn't do enough. They kill the Shaker, but they get nothing else, and they lose two of their own.
When you see your Slark with BKB and Ultra running away, you know it's time to write something in the old pad.
It doesn't feel great when you see that Iceman ability active at the same time, and it's not been the way you want to take the fight. These bottom racks, Gambit, they're just going to have to watch them go.
Miracle did a good job in the previous fight. He got rid of that ward from Pogna with his third ability. Just insta-kills it.
And there we go. Bottom racks taken. Nigma, they know that they can start to just threaten the tier 4 towers. It's been very hard for Gambit to push them off any of the barracks. Pushing them off the tier 4s is going to be just as impossible as it seems. Dream forced to pop the Shadow Dance. GH is in with the Echo Stand. They have the control through the Shadow Dance. Dream will pop the BKB, but he's dead and gone. 70 seconds, no buyback. Vampire tries to roll away, but Kuro gets him, blocks him off. Vampire will fall as Nigma, they pretty much have just done it here. GG is indeed called as Nigma will take game 2. The series is theirs 2-0. They knocked Gambit down and out, and they did it. They proved something to the critics. I don't know quite what, but they made these role swaps once again. This time it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Mind controls Naga Siren. It was flawless. He played this game as if he's been playing carry his whole life.
0 deaths on Naga Siren.
Yep.
I feel like Nigma did not give opportunity to Gambit to actually play the game in both of these games. Once again, it feels like they have the same strat. They're gonna choke you. You can't farm find the farm in your own jungle. We're gonna build up advantage slowly, get the Roche, and just finish the game from there.
The draft just felt very well.